Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you got a full night's sleep without waking up to use the bathroom? If you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, chances are you're all too familiar with nocturia. That's the medical term for frequent nighttime urination. And it's not just a minor inconvenience. It affects over 70% of older adults, and its impact is deeper than most people realize. We're talking about poor sleep quality, weakened memory, chronic fatigue, and even increased risk of falls and cardiovascular stress. But here's the twist. It's not just about the bladder. New research and ancient wisdom are pointing to something bigger. Your blood sugar, your hydration timing, and even what you eat at night might be triggering your body to wake you up. Today, we're bridging east and west to explore a more holistic way forward. And joining us is a voice of experience you won't want to miss. Dr. Kenji Yamato, Japan's oldest practicing physician. Over 100 years old, still walking daily, still teaching, and still showing up in the studio to share what he's learned after a lifetime in medicine. So, if you or someone you love is tired of sleepless nights and bathroom interruptions, stay with us. What you'll hear next could shift the way you sleep, starting tonight. So, what if waking up at night isn't just a normal part of aging? What if it's your body sending signals, asking for better support? Here's the good news. The solution may not lie in another prescription, but right there in your evening plate. Today, we're diving into 8 natural foods backed by science and rooted in tradition that can help balance your blood sugar, soothe your nervous system, and calm your bladder so you can finally enjoy a full night's sleep. And first on our list is a tiny seed you probably already know, but you might not realize how powerful it truly is: chia seeds. Let's talk about something tiny, so tiny you could miss it. But this little seed might hold the key to something millions of people over 60 struggle with every night, waking up again and again just to pee. Chia seeds. You've probably seen them in health food aisles, sprinkled on smoothie bowls or added to overnight oats. But here's what most people don't realize. Chia seeds aren't just healthy, they're incredibly functional, especially when it comes to sleep, blood sugar, and nighttime urination. Here's why. Chia seeds are rich in soluble fiber, and when that fiber mixes with liquid, it forms a gel in your digestive system. This gel does 3 very important things at night. 1, it slows digestion. 2, it stabilizes your blood sugar. And 3, it helps prevent those overnight dips that trigger stress hormones like cortisol. Why does that matter? Because cortisol is one of the key signals that tells your kidneys, hey, time to dump some fluid. So, when blood sugar crashes, your body panics, and your bladder gets the message. But that's not all. Chia seeds can absorb up to 12 times their weight in water. That makes them a sort of hydration buffer. They release water slowly, helping you stay hydrated without overloading your bladder. You get the water your body needs, but you don't end up running to the bathroom at 2 a.m. So how do you use them? Try making a chia pudding. Mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with half a cup of unsweetened almond milk. Add a pinch of cinnamon, maybe a few berries. Let it sit for an hour, or prep it in the morning. Eat it about 2 hours before bed. It's simple, it's delicious, and it works. For such a small seed, chia can make a huge impact on your blood sugar, your sleep, and your nights. Sometimes better rest starts with 1 small spoonful. Tiny bit mighty, that's the story of chia seeds. But sometimes, especially at the end of a long day, your body craves something heartier, warmer, and more grounding. Have you ever had a bowl of warm porridge at night and felt your body relax almost instantly? That's the kind of comfort we're talking about next. Barley may not be flashy or trendy, but it quietly plays the role of a steady hand, keeping your blood sugar balanced and your nights more restful. Let's talk about why this humble grain deserves a place in your evening routine. Now, let's move from tiny seeds to something just as simple but surprisingly powerful: barley.
Not the trendiest grain out there. It's not glamorous, it doesn't have a social media following, but when it comes to supporting blood sugar at night and calming your bladder, barley deserves a second look. Here's why. Barley is rich in a unique fiber called beta-glucan. It's a soluble fiber that slows down the absorption of carbohydrates. That means when you eat barley in the evening, your blood sugar rises more gradually and stays stable longer through the night. And why does that matter? Because when your blood sugar drops too fast during deep sleep, your body goes into emergency mode. It releases stress hormones like adrenaline and norepinephrine, which not only wake you up, but tell your kidneys, let's flush. That's one of the reasons people wake up needing to pee. By keeping your blood sugar steady, barley helps you stay asleep and keep those emergency signals at bay. But barley brings more than just fiber. It's also packed with magnesium and B vitamins, two key nutrients that support kidney function and help reduce inflammation in the bladder, both important factors as we age. How to use it? In Japan, it's common to mix a bit of barley into white rice for dinner. It lowers the glycemic load and gives a gentle, earthy taste. Or you can cook it into a warm evening porridge with ginger and sesame. Soothing, grounding, and incredibly effective. So, the next time you're thinking about dinner, ask yourself, could this simple grain be doing more than just filling you up? With barley, it's not about fancy, it's about function. And sometimes, function is exactly what your body needs after 60. Barley gives us stability. It's warm, grounding, and gently supports your blood sugar and kidneys, like a quiet bedtime ritual. But sometimes, the body needs more than just steady support. It needs help with bladder control itself. That's when another familiar food steps in: edamame, young soybeans. You may have eaten them before without knowing that inside those little green pods is something incredibly powerful, a plant-based ally that can calm both your blood sugar and your bladder.
Let me ask you something unexpected. What if one of the best foods to help you sleep through the night and stop waking up to pee was something you've already seen dozens of times? Edamame. Yes, those bright green soybeans served as appetizers at Japanese restaurants. They're often treated like a side snack, but their impact goes way beyond that. Edamame is packed with two powerful things: fiber and plant-based protein. This combination helps slow down digestion, which leads to steadier blood sugar levels, especially overnight. Why does that matter? Because when your blood sugar drops too fast while you sleep, your body responds like it's in danger. It releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can signal your kidneys to start flushing. That's one of the hidden reasons why so many people wake up to use the bathroom at night. But edamame also brings something extra: isoflavones, plant compounds that support bladder control and urinary health, especially in older adults. Here's what's really exciting. In 2020, researchers at Kyushu University in Japan followed 143 adults over the age of 65. After 8 weeks of adding just one serving of edamame or tofu to their evening meal, 60% of participants reported fewer nighttime bathroom trips. Many of them went from waking up 3 times a night down to once or even not at all. That's a huge quality of life improvement from such a simple food. And preparing edamame couldn't be easier. You can steam them with a sprinkle of sea salt, add them to a warm broth, or toss them into a stir-fry. No fancy prep needed. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from the most humble sources. So the next time you're planning dinner, consider adding a handful of edamame, not just for flavor, but for the chance at a more restful, uninterrupted night. Edamame brings calm and control, light, comforting, and easy to include in any meal. But what if your body needs something even gentler? Something that doesn't just support the bladder, but soothes the entire system. Our next food is an old classic,
one that's been used in many cultures for generations whenever someone felt tired, restless, or out of balance. Mung beans. Humble, healing, and quietly powerful when it comes to blood sugar regulation, vascular relaxation, and restful sleep. Let's talk about a food that often gets overlooked, but might quietly be one of the most effective tools for nighttime balance. Mung beans. You might have had them in soups, stews, or even desserts. In many Asian cultures, mung beans have long been used as a gentle food for healing. And when it comes to better sleep and fewer bathroom trips at night, they're worth paying attention to. What makes them special? First, mung beans are rich in resistant starch and plant-based protein. This combo slows down glucose absorption, helping your blood sugar stay stable through the night. And as we've learned, avoiding blood sugar crashes during sleep means your body isn't sending stress signals or waking you up. But that's only part of the story. Mung beans are also packed with potassium and magnesium, two minerals that help relax blood vessels, reduce muscle tension, and ease pressure on the bladder and urinary system. In 2020, a study published in the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine tracked older adults who consumed mung bean soup regularly. The results? Improved blood sugar regulation overnight and a noticeable reduction in nighttime urination frequency. Think about that. A simple bowl of soup helping your body rest and reset. One of the most common and effective preparations is warm mung bean porridge, simmered with a bit of fresh ginger and a pinch of salt. It's light, grounding, and easy on the stomach, perfect for winding down after dinner. Sometimes it's not about fancy superfoods or expensive supplements. It's about returning to what's gentle, balanced, and time-tested. So if you're looking for a calming addition to your evening routine, mung beans might be the quiet little secret your body's been waiting for. Mung beans offer a quiet kind of balance, gentle, grounding, and perfect for winding down. But what if you're looking for something that goes even deeper? Something that helps not just your blood sugar, but your entire nervous system ease into sleep. That's where our next ingredient comes in: adzuki beans. They may look humble on the outside, but inside they hold a perfect blend of fiber, protein, magnesium, and potassium, working together to steady your energy, relax your body, and help you stay asleep through the night. Sometimes, the best sleep remedies aren't found in a pill bottle, but in a warm, humble bowl passed down from generations. Let's talk about adzuki beans. These small, deep red beans have been a staple in East Asian kitchens for centuries, not just for their taste, but for how they make the body feel: steady, nourished, and ready for rest. Adzuki beans are packed with soluble fiber and complex carbohydrates, a combination that slows down how sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream. That's especially important in the evening when we want to avoid blood sugar spikes, and more importantly, the sudden crashes that can trigger stress hormones while we sleep. When your blood sugar drops too fast at night, your body responds by releasing adrenaline and cortisol. That's your internal alarm system, and one of the silent reasons many people wake up to use the bathroom without realizing it's connected to food. But adzuki beans offer more than just blood sugar support. They also have a beautifully balanced protein to fiber ratio, giving your body a steady, calming source of energy. Plus, they're rich in magnesium and potassium, two key minerals that help relax your nervous system, ease tension in the bladder, and support kidney function. In 2021, researchers from Kyoto Prefectural University studied adults over 60 who ate adzuki-based meals regularly. The results were powerful. These participants reported fewer nighttime wake-ups and deeper, more restorative sleep. And here's the best part: it's easy to bring into your routine.
Adzuki beans can be simmered into a warm porridge with a pinch of sea salt or paired with brown rice for a soft, slow-burning evening meal. It's comfort food with purpose. So if you're tired of waking up groggy or running to the bathroom at 3 a.m., maybe it's time to return to something simple, something that warms not just the stomach, but the whole system. A bowl of adzuki beans might be the small ritual your sleep has been waiting for. Isn't it amazing how something as humble as a bowl of adzuki bean porridge can help stabilize not just your blood sugar, but your entire night's rest? But we're not done yet. If adzuki beans are the quiet guardians of internal balance, the next food we're exploring plays a softer role, like a gentle hand on your shoulder after a long, restless day. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. The house is silent, and yet you're wide awake. No loud noises, no hunger pangs, just an inexplicable wakefulness that won't let you go back to sleep. For moments like these, there's one ancient remedy that generations across Asia have trusted, a food that doesn't just nourish, but soothes. Let's take a look at lotus seeds, your gentle nighttime ally for uninterrupted sleep and inner calm.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up at 2 a.m., not from noise, not from a full bladder, but just wide awake? You lie there, trying to will yourself back to sleep, but your body won't cooperate. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And believe it or not, the answer might lie in something as simple as a handful of lotus seeds. Lotus seeds have been used in Eastern traditions for centuries, especially for promoting calm and rest. What makes them special? They contain isoquinoline alkaloids, natural compounds with mild sedative properties. Unlike sleeping pills, they don't knock you out. Instead, they gently soothe your nervous system, helping you fall back into sleep more naturally. But there's more. Lotus seeds are rich in magnesium and phosphorus, minerals that support kidney function and fluid regulation. And for people over 60, those two systems are often deeply connected to frequent nighttime urination. If your kidneys are overactive or your fluid balance is off, even slightly, it can trigger wake-ups you don't need. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine found that older adults who consumed lotus seed extracts experienced shorter sleep latency, that means they fell asleep faster, and fewer bathroom trips overnight. These benefits were most notable in those with early signs of blood sugar imbalance or poor sleep quality. So, how do you enjoy them? Soak dried lotus seeds, then simmer them slowly in unsweetened almond milk or barley tea. Add a touch of cinnamon or ginger if you like. The flavor is mild, earthy, and comforting, exactly what your body craves when it's time to wind down. Lotus seeds are not magic, but they are a quiet signal to your body, you're safe, you can rest now. And sometimes that's all we need. A small gesture of nourishment that tells our systems it's okay to let go. Because true healing doesn't scream, it whispers, and often it begins with a single, mindful bite. Lotus seeds gave us a gentle, calming path towards sleep, soothing the nervous system and reducing nighttime wake-ups in the most natural way. But what if you're looking for something even simpler? A food that's easy to prepare, familiar, and can be added right into your dinner tonight. It's not a trendy superfood, it's not exotic. In fact, it probably sits forgotten at the edge of your grocery list. But this humble root is nature's quiet stabilizer, calming blood sugar, easing kidney strain, and helping your body settle long before bedtime. Let's take a closer look at cooked turnips, a simple yet surprisingly powerful ally for better sleep, especially as we age.
Let's be honest, turnips aren't exactly the star of most dinner plates. They're often overlooked, sitting quietly in the corner of the produce aisle. But what if I told you this humble root vegetable might be one of the most effective foods for reducing nighttime urination and supporting a calmer, more stable night's sleep?
turnips are low in calories, easy to digest, and most importantly, have a low glycemic index. That means they release sugar into your bloodstream gradually, helping to avoid the sharp spikes and crashes that can lead to nighttime cortisol surges, which often trigger unwanted wake-ups. Even more interesting, cooked turnips act as a mild, natural diuretic. But unlike caffeine or stronger diuretics that dehydrate and overstimulate the system, turnips work gently, encouraging your body to release excess fluids earlier in the evening. This small shift means your bladder is less likely to signal a wake-up call at 2 or 3 a.m. They also contain impressive amounts of potassium and vitamin C. Potassium supports kidney function and helps regulate blood pressure, both of which are critical after age 60. Vitamin C adds anti-inflammatory support, potentially soothing bladder irritation that can disrupt sleep. What makes turnips especially useful is how easily they fit into your evening routine. You can steam them, roast them, mash them, or combine them with other vegetables and herbs. Their flavor is neutral, slightly sweet, and absorbs seasoning beautifully. If you often find yourself tossing and turning, or getting up multiple times at night, try including a small serving of cooked turnips with dinner. You don't need a drastic change. Sometimes the simplest additions can make the biggest difference. Turnips won't fix everything overnight, but they might be the quiet partner your body needs, offering subtle support to your nervous system, kidneys, and blood sugar, all while you enjoy a nourishing, grounded meal. Because good sleep starts long before your head hits the pillow, and healing often begins with what's on your plate. We've just explored how a simple vegetable, cooked turnips, can quietly support blood sugar balance and reduce bladder pressure at night. It's a reminder that small changes in your dinner can lead to big improvements in how deeply you sleep. But if you've already optimized your evening meal, there's one more piece of the puzzle worth considering. A gentle after-dinner snack, something that not only soothes your nervous system, but also whispers to your body, it's time to rest. And that brings us to the final item on today's list. It may be small, it may be overlooked, but its impact on sleep is anything but minor. Soaked walnuts. Sometimes the most powerful solutions come in the smallest packages. Take walnuts, for example. These humble little nuts aren't just a heart-healthy snack. They can also become a natural, effective nighttime ally, especially when soaked. When you soak walnuts in water for 4 to 6 hours before eating, it transforms their impact. Soaking helps break down phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors, which makes them easier to digest and improves nutrient absorption. Your body can access the good stuff without the gut strain. But here's where it gets fascinating. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time for sleep. Unlike supplements, which often deliver a single megadose, walnuts provide a gentle, sustained boost that works with your body's natural rhythms. They also contain ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that helps calm inflammation, especially in the brain and nervous system. For people waking up frequently at night, ALA may help reduce those internal stress signals that disturb sleep cycles. What's more, soaked walnuts don't feel heavy. Just 3 to 4 soaked halves after dinner, paired with a warm herbal tea or a piece of dark fruit like cherries, can create a sense of calm that's noticeable by bedtime. Clinical studies have shown that regular intake of melatonin-rich foods like soaked walnuts helps people fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and feel more rested in the morning. And the best part? There's no pill, no side effect, just nature doing its thing. So if you've been struggling with nighttime restlessness, frequent bathroom trips, or that frustrating 3 a.m. stare at the ceiling, maybe it's time to give your body a simple signal of safety, a handful of soaked walnuts. It's not about force, it's about rhythm. And sometimes the smallest rituals, done consistently, unlock the deepest healing. After a gentle evening snack like soaked walnuts, you may already feel your body unwinding, your digestion softening, your breath deepening, and your mind preparing for rest. But what if we could extend that calm to the dinner table itself? Not just what you eat after dinner, but what you eat for dinner. That brings us to one of the most overlooked yet powerful foods in the nighttime nutrition toolkit: pumpkin. Its warm color and subtle sweetness make it comforting, but beneath its humble flavor lies a powerhouse of nutrients that support deep sleep, stable blood sugar, and calm bladder function. Let's take a closer look at why this golden vegetable deserves a place in your evening routine.
If you're looking for a warm, comforting food that does more than just fill your belly, pumpkin might be the missing piece in your nighttime wellness routine. It's not just a seasonal favorite. Pumpkin is one of the most underrated superfoods for sleep, blood sugar, and bladder support, especially after age 60. Let's start with its golden secret: tryptophan. Pumpkin is naturally rich in this amino acid, which your body uses to produce serotonin, the feel-good hormone that helps regulate mood and sleep. A steady serotonin level leads to better production of melatonin, which is critical for staying asleep through the night, not just falling asleep. But there's more. Pumpkin is loaded with soluble fiber, which slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar. That's crucial, especially at night when a dip in glucose can wake you up or trigger stress hormones that make sleep shallow and restless. Even more fascinating, pumpkin seeds, often tossed aside, are packed with compounds shown to support bladder control and reduce urinary urgency, particularly in older adults. Clinical studies have even explored pumpkin seed extract for managing overactive bladder with promising results. To make the most of this powerful food, try a simple pumpkin soup for dinner, blended with ginger or onions for warmth and depth. Or enjoy a teaspoon of lightly roasted pumpkin seeds after your meal. They're crunchy, satisfying, and full of gentle plant-based support. What makes pumpkin special is its versatility and gentleness. It doesn't shock the system. It works quietly, in harmony with your body, to calm, nourish, and prepare you for rest. So the next time you're crafting your evening routine, consider this bright orange ally. It's not just good for fall. It's good for your kidneys, your nerves, your sleep, and the rhythm your body craves. Because healing isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it starts with a spoonful of soup and a moment of warmth. Pumpkin already brings comfort and nourishment in the evening. But here's something even more intriguing. You can elevate its calming effects with just a pinch of one simple spice: cinnamon. That's right, a light dusting of cinnamon over your soup, a swirl in warm almond milk, or a spoonful mixed into your chia pudding can do more than just add flavor. It can help balance your blood sugar, relax your nervous system, and gently prepare your body for sleep. Sometimes it's not the main dish, but the final touch that makes the biggest difference. Let's talk about how this tiny spice can become a powerful part of your nighttime healing routine.
Sometimes the most powerful remedies come in the smallest forms, and when it comes to supporting blood sugar, calming inflammation, and helping you sleep better, cinnamon deserves far more attention than it gets. Cinnamon isn't just a cozy scent for holiday desserts, it's a functional spice used for centuries in traditional medicine, and now backed by modern research for its mild insulin-sensitizing properties. What does that mean? It means that cinnamon helps your body use insulin more effectively, especially after meals, leading to more stable blood sugar levels through the night. Why does that matter? Because when blood sugar dips too low while you're sleeping, your body often triggers stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones not only interrupt your sleep, but also increase nighttime urine production. A small sprinkle of cinnamon after dinner can help reduce those swings, creating a smoother metabolic rhythm as your body prepares for rest. Cinnamon also contains natural anti-inflammatory compounds that may benefit the nervous system and urinary tract.
Some studies even suggest that its aromatic scent alone can induce a relaxation response in the brain, making it a gentle ally for people who struggle with sleep. How to use it? The easiest way is to add half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon into your bedtime snack. Sprinkle it over warm oatmeal, almond milk, or chia seed pudding. It adds depth, warmth, and a hint of sweetness without any sugar at all. Of course, moderation matters. While cinnamon is safe in small daily amounts, too much, especially cassia cinnamon, can cause irritation or stress the liver over time. Stick to modest, mindful use and let the spice work quietly in the background. So if you're building a gentle nighttime routine for better sleep and fewer interruptions, don't overlook what a pinch of cinnamon can do. Sometimes healing doesn't come from a pill, but from a spice jar.
We've just explored 10 everyday foods, from chia seeds to mung beans, even a sprinkle of cinnamon, that go far beyond just managing nighttime bathroom trips. Because nocturia isn't only a bladder issue. It's deeply connected to blood sugar regulation, sleep rhythms, kidney health, and low-grade inflammation, the hidden disruptors of rest, memory, and energy after 60. Each of these foods isn't just nourishment. They're subtle messages to your body. You're safe. You can rest. You're supported. And as Dr. Kenji Yamato, Japan's oldest practicing physician, so wisely said, healing starts when the body feels safe. And the best way to create safety is with a steady rhythm, one bite at a time. So tonight, instead of reaching for a pill or struggling through another restless night, consider starting with your plate. Because sometimes the path to deeper sleep and better health starts with the simplest, most natural choices of all. If this episode sparks something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below. Which food will you try tonight? Save this video so you can revisit it whenever your sleep needs a reset. Like and share it with someone you love, especially if they're struggling with restless nights. And make sure to subscribe for more science-backed, heart-led health tips that meet you right where you are. Because sometimes the smallest changes, like what you eat for dinner, can lead to the biggest shifts in how you sleep, how you feel, and how you live.